what is the price of a boxing match? No, really, how much does it cost to pay to win a boxing match? Hola everyone, and welcome to the House of Ippo. Round 1331 has dropped, which means that it's time to kick around theories, discussions, and character talk like nobody's business. Now, into the uninhabited wilderness, which is the title of this chapter, starts off with us back in the diner again. Everyone is sitting around, eating, talking, and waiting for Takamura. And where we left off in the last chapter was Kimura and Aoki basically checking to see if Ippo had given Takamura the straw doll, basically this thing that's supposed to keep bad luck away from him. And Ippo basically reconfirms what we all thought at the very end of that chapter, and that is he had not given it to him at all. And Kimura says, "Didn't you let him have it?" And Aoki kind of goes, "Dude, calm down, Ippo. This is, it's fine. Okay, just calm down. It's going to be okay." And at that precise moment, the person who they were talking about, Takamura, has appeared, and he is in absolute disarray. And Aoki asks, "Bro, what's up with the look?" Takamura responds with the good old-fashioned Tomoko threw me. Basically, Dr. Yamaguchi, who Takamura definitely has the hots for, and I think also has the hots for Takamura, threw him out of the building because, if I was going to take a guess, she didn't want him wasting his energy before a very important world title match. But that's just kind of how I'm seeing it. But everyone is shocked at this development, but they shouldn't be because Takamura is used to being thrown out. Basically saying I had plenty of time to lose weight, so I thought that I could do it the day before. I didn't have to lose that much. I had enough time. So what could he do the day before a match that would cause him to get thrown out? Think about it. Weird. Anyway, Ippo kind of says, "You gosh darn idiot." And they kind of all go back and forth, bickering with one another. And we transition to the next morning, the day of the fight. And we are finally getting some good character development here. A lot more character development than I was expecting. Takamura's family has made another appearance after what seems like literal decades since they have appeared in the manga. And Takamura is sitting there eating, and Kyoka says, "It's the morning of the match, and you're okay with just rice balls? Like, why? Dude, you should be eating more. Like, you are getting ready for one of the biggest matches of your life, and all that you're doing is sitting here eating something very basic, very low class. Why would you potentially even risk that?" And Takamura says, "After all, this is what gives me the most strength. This is what kind of gets me my energy. It's what I'm used to." And that's kind of a very important thing for athletes on game day. Don't eat something that you haven't tried before because you don't know how your body's going to react. You might be allergic. It might run through your system in a non-positive way. It might weigh you down. It might not give you enough fuel. So whenever you're competing in something and you're eating the day of, always make sure you kind of keep those things that you're used to munching on around you so you can really kind of access your full array of energy. And Wataru said, and along with that, Takamura basically says, "What did you study?" And Wataru says, "I made a proposal to the apparel department of our sister, and I said that, we could do some sports-related clothing and goods." And she was basically like, no. But it seems like he did design Takamura's entrance costume and brought it in. And Takamura said, "If it is to her taste, it's going to be all right. I'll wear it and make a grand entrance." Basically, for once, he's representing his family in a match, which is kind of weird. We've never actually gotten the idea of where Takamura gets his absolutely elaborate outfits, minus the bear that he used twice. The first time that it was the actual bear costume that seemed scary, and then the other time that he painted it to look like a panda. I'm not sure if that was a good thing. But we had it anyway. And Wataru says, "Thank you, Takamura." And Suguru says, "How was it? How is Takamura?" And they all kind of transition back to a different conversation. Kyoka says, "There's nothing to worry about. He's fine. He's going to win the match." And Watari says, "You should have come and seen him too, Suguru." And he says, "I'm afraid I'm going to have to lecture you on how long that I've been fighting with him. Like, I can't go see him. This is absolutely something that we cannot go and do because we don't see eye to eye because, as you all know, Takamura comes from not a bad off family, realistically. And Wataru basically responds with, "Why don't you just admit it? The only people that we fight with are the best in the world, i.e., damn straight you're fighting with Takamura because he's number 1." And Suguru responds with something that I think is going to potentially play a role later on. I hope it does, George. Cross my fingers, hope to die. Stick a needle in my eye. Suguru says, "In any case, the Takamura family cannot afford to lose. We cannot afford to besmirch the name of Takamura." Even though after every single match, Takamura does an amazing job of besmirching his family name. Good Lord, I could not say that word. It was physically impossible. Suguru says, "I've prepared live ammunition to give the judges, i.e., I have prepared, if Takamura even looks like he loses, we're going to make sure that we're in control." And Kyoka says, "If it comes down to a decision, we are the ones that are in control. Our family will win." And, that's kind of a really interesting place to top this off. Like, the chapter ends with, "And the stage is set for the fight. The stage was set. And it is finally time for the hawk to descend into the wilderness where no Japanese has ever been before." And that's kind of where we're ending this chapter, on the potential that Takamura's family is going to try to cheat to help him win the match. And I think that is kind of the difference between his chosen family, so the boxing family, and his birth family. The birth family comes from a lot of money. They're pretty well off. They're used to getting everything that they want. While the chosen family, the boxing family, has had to work hard for everything that they have gotten, and they have had to have blood, sweat, and tears come through their entire body no matter what happens. And this is kind of the mentality that Takamura has. He's willing to risk it all and fight for everything that he has because he has put in the work, he's put in the blood, the sweat, and the tears. He's made these sacrifices. He doesn't want anything the easy way. And so, how is Takamura going to react if he ever finds out that Suguru was willing to pay off the judges to let Takamura win? I don't think that that's going to be good. I think that Suguru is going to literally be murdered if they find out about this. And I'm not entirely sure through context if the rest of the family is okay with this or if they're just kind of going along with it. But this is not the Takamura that we know. He would not want to win a match by nefarious means, right? He even got mad that somebody wasn't doing their best to beat him by targeting his bad eye, which was perfectly acceptable in a boxing match. So getting the facts of, we kind of see Takamura's family not supporting what he does or not believing in him, and I think that's going to play a very big role in Takamura winning this match. It's the belief that your family has in you versus the belief that they don't have in you. And I'm really enjoying where we're kind of getting the Takamura arc right now. We're getting to see him grow and progress, and there's not a lot of sadness in my soul for something like this. But what do you think of this chapter? Let me know in the comments down below. Is Takamura going to win the match via nefarious means, or do you think that he's actually going to pull it off, or could he even potentially lose? So for everyone new and old, welcome and welcome back. It's your boy Lohali, and I'll see you next video.